So in this question, they tell us that a pulley system is used to keep a crate of mass mkg stationary as shown on the diagram below. Okay, so here we find out that this box is actually stationary, it is not moving. So what does that mean? We already know at the top of our heads the acceleration is zero. But now we need to define the term resultant factor depending on which school you go to, or your textbook definition, or the definition that your teacher wants you to use. A single vector having the same effect as two or more vectors acting together. So answers can differ here, but more or less this is what it means. Let's move on to 2.2.1. Okay, they want us to find the vertical and horizontal components of T2. Where's T2? It's right here. Can you see that this tension force is at an angle? It's not straight. So if it's at an angle like this, sometimes drawing a free body diagram does help you solve questions easier, because you can see, okay, the forces acting on this crate, for example, there's T2 over here and it's acting at an angle. And then you have, say, the gravitational force over here. And then you have another tension force along here, basically. Okay, so this helps. You can see that T2 is at an angle. So you know that when something is at an angle in this way, you have to divide it into its components. So you have your fx, your tx, and then your ty. So if we had to calculate the horizontal component of T2, so let's call it T2x, because horizontal is the x-axis. So how do we calculate that? Easy peasy lemon squeezo. Okay, so there's an applied force of 249 Newton here, as you can see. So this is the force that is, applied, and then there's a tension force that's at an angle. So you take your applied force and you go 245, right? Cos theta, because this is the horizontal, so you will use cos theta. Oh, cos 30 degrees in this case, it's not theta. So what is our answer there? So that will then give us 212.18 Newton. And then now we need to calculate our T2 in the vertical. So we remember we're dividing it into components. This is our vertical, this is our horizontal component, okay? So now we have 245. For our vertical, we use sine 30 degrees. The answer here is 122.5 Newton. So here you have your horizontal component and your vertical component. Remember, the reason that you have a horizontal and a vertical is because this is at an angle, and when they're pulling, that tension force is experienced at an angle of 30 degrees to the horizontal. Let's move on to 2.2.2. They want us to calculate the magnitude of T1. So where is T1? T1 is right here. Now, as you can see, you have a free body diagram, okay? And if I were to calculate the motion, for example, the motion, if this block were to move, I would have T2 acting this way and I would have T1 acting opposite. So I want to say, okay, T2 minus T1 is equal to my MA. Okay, if I had, for example, let me just make this F net is equal to MA. F net is equal to MA. If I had to calculate the motion, if it was moving, I would have T2 acting in this direction, and then I would have to subtract T1, my tension force on this side. And then I would have my mass, which I don't know. My acceleration is zero because this is stationary. It's not moving at all. So I don't have, do I have T2? Yes, I actually do have T2. So I can use any of these forces, either the vertical or the horizontal or the vertical. I'm going to use my vertical component. Why do I use my vertical component? First of all, as much as this is at an angle, when I'm it's going to be moving like this. It's not going to be shooting up in the air or dropping straight down. It's just going to be moving this way if it were moving. So that's why I'm using the horizontal components. Another thing to remember, when you have these questions, right? When they ask you a question before, for example, like the questions that come before certain questions apply to the next ones, if that makes sense. So for 2.2, for example, your vertical and horizontal components, they asked you to calculate that because you're going to need it in your subsequent questions. Does that make sense? So for magnitude of T1, we already used our T2, our vertical component. So be mindful of that when you get a question, when they ask you to solve for something, best believe that 2.2.4 or 2.2.5 is going to incorporate the answers of the questions that you found, if that makes sense. I really hope it does. So minus T1, we don't have T1, but this is going to be 0. Therefore, in this case, our T1 is equal to 212.18 Newton. So we have a value for our T1. Now they want us to calculate the mass of the crate. We need to calculate the mass of the crate. We don't have the mass of the crate. So 2.2.3. We need to calculate the mass. Let me just create like a block here. So we need to calculate the mass of the crate. What do we have? We need to look at what we have to try and help us. Okay, here's our mass. I know that in order for me to get the only way I'm going to get the mass in this case, I can't use F net is equal to ma because my mass is going to be cancelled out by the 0 because there's no acceleration. So the quickest thing I can think of is Fg, or rather, maybe let's say the weight is equal to mg, the gravitational. So now it's going to be m, remember, 9.8, but we don't have the gravitational force. So how do we find the gravitational force? Remember that the gravitational force is usually the same as the normal force, okay? So here, our normal force is vertical. So what can we use? We're not given our normal force. And in order to calculate our gravitational force, we need our mass. So you can calculate the normal force. You can find the normal force by, so in this case, the normal force will be equal to the gravitational force, but we don't have it. What we do have, since we know that the normal force acts vertically, what we do have is our vertical component of the tension. Remember, it's technically running through, it's running here. So that might as well be the normal force. So I can equate my normal force to the y component, 122.5 Newton. So now that I have my normal force, I can just equate it to the gravitational. So my gravitational force is 122.5 Newton is equal to my mass, which I don't have, but I know this is my constant, 9.8, and then I just go 122.5 divided by 9.8 is equal to my mass. Therefore, my mass is 12.5 or 12.5 kgs. It's really that simple. I know it can get confusing, but your best practice here is just to use what you have. What were you calculating before you got to 2.2.3? Try to see if you need that to solve for the next question.